Good morning. May the 9th, I guess. 7:11 in the morning on a Sunday. Uh, Headed to work. Um, I normally like to relax a little bit before I get to work, get away from home. I live in an apartment complex, so I have other individuals that live beside me. Um, they don't have the best energy that I have felt. Not saying anything bad about them. That's not what that's about. We can't get caught up in the physical anyway. We do. We always do. Just human nature. But I get away before going to work. I said 7-Eleven, and the address of this building is 7-Eleven. But anyway, so I'm out here in this parking lot, and I come here. This has been a ritual for me for a while. It's a Starbucks. I've been coming to this Starbucks probably about 4 years now. I used to go in here before this pandemic started, and I'd go inside and drink my coffee and relax a little bit and watch YouTube or Facebook or whatever the case may be, and just relax my mind before I get into work. I work as a cashier at a grocery store. I'm sure I've mentioned that. Um, it's a very hectic job. I have two jobs. One of my jobs is very physical, and the other job is more mental. Putting up with people's, and not putting up like it's a bad thing. I don't mean it that way. Just being sensitive to energy. It's probably not the best jobs to have as a cashier, being sensitive to people's energies, because I deal with all kinds of people throughout the day. I get all kinds of energy, and the good and the bad, and even though we talk about the good energy, and there's nothing wrong with the good energy, but overwhelming energy is overwhelming energy, whether it be negative or positive. I'm sure many of us have been in a situation with a person, and they may be overly friendly or maybe overly touchy-feely. If you're in a relationship or you're starting out in a relationship. I got into a relationship with a girl once, and she could not keep her hands off me. She couldn't keep her lips off me. Sorry, but it was overpowering to me. It was really odd. I didn't feel comfortable in that. It was just too much positive energy. I know that's a bad thing. I don't mean that in a bad way, but over too much of anything can be too much. Excuse me. So, um, so as a cashier, I absorb all kinds of energy, and I work in this job with these people for probably about 8 hours in a day, and by the time I get done, um, I'm pretty drained. I've done pretty well with it from when I started. From now, I can remember getting off work and just be so tired, and I just couldn't explain it. I mean, even if I got a good night's sleep, and just by the time I got off work, I just felt sucked dry. I mean, it was just drained. Even Mondays, even to this day, Mondays are rough on me, and just because I've been zapped of all my energy, and I get into meditation, and that helps quite a bit. But I can still feel it. It's almost like a hangover. It's a people hangover. I'm peopled out. Nothing against people whatsoever. I love everybody, but it's very draining. And like I said, I get into meditation, and meditation is supposed to help with that. Get into your subconscious mind and start finding that peace, and that'll help heal some of that negativity. Go to a park, walk around in the woods, get around a pond area, whatever the case may be. But I absorb this energy, so I go in here and I relax, enjoy the peace and quiet. It's a nice change of what I usually get myself into. I get up pretty early. I don't have to get up this early. It's funny, I don't have to be at work till 9 o'clock in the morning, but I get up about 5 o'clock. I have a little bit of a ritual that I do. I like to read the Bible and pray and meditate. I like to give myself some time to do that. I believe we all should meditate. We should find that time to work that in, because it's just only going to make us stronger, make us more powerful, more sensitive to energy. I've got a little bit of I believe the last time that I made this video, I was having some sinus issues, and now I'm dealing with someone's cold. I had have a friend, acquaintance, whatever you want to call it, was sick, and I told them I could help with their cold, and I've helped them before with their cold. So what I'll do is, when I connect to these people for healing purposes, I picture myself sucking away this cold or whatever the case may be, and I start to feel their sicknesses. So I'll wear it for myself. So when I remove it from the people, I'll wear it. So it's like I take it from them and I wear it for myself, and to get rid of it for them. I've done this before for people with shoulder issues, people that's had some shoulder problems, headaches, feet problems, whatever the case may be. I also have this. I've just noticed recently that I'm able to find damage in the body. So when we have a cold or a fever, or the flu, or whatever the case may be, is we do have this fever that we have, and the purpose for the fever is to burn out the sickness that we have. If you have, let's say, if you have muscle damage, it's going to heat up. You're going to heat up, and the purpose of that heat is to burn out that pain, the infection. I'm able to run my hand over somebody's skin, not touching them, about an inch away from their skin, and able to find that hot spot, the location. And I've actually done this with myself and healed myself from this. And I haven't got, if I can heal myself from it, who's to say that I can't do it for somebody else? I don't know. I've never tried that. I have felt heat from other people before in their bodies. But anyway, I've got this cold that I've been developing. It's nothing bad. Nothing I can't handle. But I make these videos, and I don't really know. Sometimes I don't even really know what I want to talk about. I kind of have an idea, but it just goes all over the place. I make these videos just for whatever comes to the top of my head. I didn't sleep very good last night, so I'm still a little, and I had a really good meditation this morning. I really got sucked in with meditation this morning. So I'm probably still deep into my subconscious mind right now. Woke up the other morning at exactly 11:11 in the morning, and I've been seeing the numbers 11:11 a lot, especially since my twin flame has started to make contact with me again in the 5D. Of course, normally in twin flame relationships, you guys make contact first in the 5D than you do before the 3D. This has been going on now for a couple weeks, and it's only getting more intense. I'm going to save this video. I know it's all over the place, and I know I'm speaking on all kinds of things. My mind's all over the place, so I'm just saying things as they're coming to me. But she's been making contact with me, and I know I've mentioned this before in other videos, and there's a little bit of an increase from the last time I had mentioned about it. So this has been coming in waves. She'll hit me pretty hard for a couple of days, and then she'll go away, and then everything will get quiet. And then she'll hit me again. It'll get a little more intense. And it started out with the heart pain here. I could feel that pulling, and it almost felt like I could feel her heart beating with mine in sequence, in rhythm. Especially when I get into meditation, I could really feel it. I could feel it through my back and my shoulders, and then in my head. I could feel it's like my whole body was just like a heartbeat. It was vibrating. And then it would come, and then it'll go again. And I looked at my phone here at the time, and it's 11:11. 11 minutes, 11 seconds. But you'll see it when you see the recording. But anyway, so it went away for a couple of days. I work with these guys at work, obviously, and I work with a couple of individuals, and there's some pretty good kids. I've been talking to them about the spiritual journey. It's funny because we know, sorry if I'm getting off subject here, but we know who to speak to and who not to speak to. It's like we can start talking to an individual about spirituality, and we'll stop in the middle of speaking to them because we feel that they're not digging what we're saying, or they're not getting what we're saying. So we'll stop the conversation and we'll change subjects maybe. I found myself doing this. But these kids, they're very opened. I enjoy working with both of these guys that I work with, and I call them kids. I think they're 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, and those are kids to me. I'm nearly 50. But so they're very interested in what I've got to say. They're definitely an open book, and I find that very rare with people. So I've been talking to them about it. And it's funny, they've noticed that some days I'll speak on it and then I'll stop. I won't say anything about it. It's almost like she shut the door on me. I can feel her opening the door, and then I can feel her shutting the door on me. And normally the door's wide open when she starts communicating with me. And I let them know. I get these twin flame videos popping up on my phone, and I see myself listening to these videos. And of course, the videos that I'm listening to, and I say listening, they're videos, but I got my earbuds in and I'm listening to it while I'm working. And sure enough, what I'm listening to is coinciding with what's going on with the twin flame, my twin flame. Twin flame. I know it's a label. I don't, whatever. Anyway. And they'll notice that I won't. I'll just stop speaking on it, and then I'll continue to speak on it again on another day. Well, she has made contact with me again. I've always felt that heart pain, and I had connected to her during meditation, and when I connected to her, I saw myself putting my hand over her heart, like I was praying for her heart, and I had my hand on her head. And it's funny because as the morning progressed, it was almost like, and I felt her wake up before multiple times. I felt her wake up, and as soon as she woke up, and I'm assuming my heart started to flutter. It felt like it was a bird trying to fly away is what it felt like. And I'd never felt that before, only when her and I were together in the physical, and then we would separate. And I don't mean separate as far as permanent separation. We would meet, we would speak, we'd meet at Starbucks or whatever the case may be, and then as we would separate and go on our lives for the day or whatever, I could feel that separation. It was almost like our energy, the further we went away, that band, that cord, that silver cord from our heart, I could feel it stretching, and it would cause my heart to flutter sometimes. I know that this this pain that I feel in my heart, I felt it with her before when we were connected. And normally when I would feel that with her, and this is through communication with her and when I would start to feel this, she wasn't really in a good spot, emotionally, sad, depressed, guilty, missing me, whatever the case may be. If it was negative, I could feel it. This is what I've been feeling now as of late, as this pain in my heart, and I'm putting that in the category as something negative with her. She's not in a good spot, and I don't like to hear that, and I don't like to know that. I'm not going to be negative, and I'm not going to feed off of that negativity that she's sending out, that I'm feeling. She gets caught up in the emotional, and she feels that emotionally, sadness, whatever the case may be. As she's sending it to me, I feel it in the physical. So it's an actual physical pain is what I feel. So I've been feeling that, and it came back again in waves, feeling this pain again, and it's getting more intense. I mean, it's almost like the closer she's getting to me in the physical, the more the pain is. She's almost accepted the fact. So yesterday, she pops into my head. I'm working. I think I'm looking outside. I think at this time I was looking outside at the sky and how beautiful it is. And all of a sudden there she is. She pops into my head. And as soon as she did, I felt sick to my stomach. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It wasn't a bad sick to my stomach, because I felt this with her before. She has actually sent me love. And when she sends me love, I feel it in my stomach. It's almost like that bird in my stomach instead of in my heart, like the butterflies. I guess people call those butterflies. I've never felt that before until I was with her, and it was her thinking about me in a loving way. She was loving me, and it was so obvious. It was so obvious. I mean, I wasn't sick. I hadn't ate anything that made me sick. I'm not that type of person anyway. I don't just randomly get sick. But I knew exactly what it was as soon as I felt it. I mean, she's the only other person I felt it with. And it was just, I don't know, people describe it as being in love with someone. If you're in a relationship just starting out and you're starting to fall for this person, you think about them all the time. You wake up thinking about them. You go to sleep thinking about them. You guys are getting ready to go on a date, or you're getting ready to meet. And in the process of that, before the connection that you two guys have together, meeting wherever, you start to get those, what they describe, butterflies in your stomach. You start to get a little nervous, but it's a good nervous. Oh, my ear's ringing. That's weird. But it's a good nervous. This is, if I had to describe it as anything, this is what it was. It almost made me feel like I was going to see her. It was really weird. But anyway, it went away. It only lasted for a moment. Really strange. So this is the latest update on her and I. This morning's a little quiet. She may still be asleep. I can normally feel her when she wakes up. But so all I do is just go day by day, see how it goes. I meditated. I'm going to change the subject here because I was speaking on meditation, so I guess kind of changing the subject. I had a little bit of an odd situation during meditation the other morning. I'm listening to my binaural beats, and I'm in my dark room, and I'm starting, as I'm meditating, I'm starting to fight my thoughts. And the longer I've been doing this, the less time it takes to clear my thoughts out. And as I'm starting to quiet down the chatter in my mind, I start to see the lights, the white light come into my vision, and start seeing the colors. And I could see what it seemed like my soul ascending to heaven. I could see myself traveling through space. I don't know if any Star Wars fanatics out there, or not necessarily Star Wars, but any type of space movie, I guess. If you're in a spaceship and you see them hit the light speed or whatever it is, and you zoom really quick, and you see the stars and the atmosphere flying by you. This is what I'm getting. And I'm traveling through space, and it's like I'm being zoomed out. I'm being sucked in, and I can see God in the distance. And as I get closer to the source, and I call it source because he is the main source. God is the ruler of the universe. He is the ultimate energy. As I get closer to that main source, it manipulates my earbuds. They shut off. It's like my energy was increasing as I was getting closer, and it shut my earbuds off. But only for a moment. And then they cut back on. So it snapped me out of meditation for a second. And when it snapped me out, of course, I got away. But the earbuds cut back on. And as I'm getting back into meditation, which only took a moment, now I'm starting to go again, and I'm starting to zoom in even closer to God. And as I got closer, and I could see him in the distance. And what I saw was a man, and really hard to describe the man that I saw, but I could still see his face in my vision. Round face, big eyes, nothing bad whatsoever. It wasn't, scary. I almost felt, and I'm only assuming, that my soul was ascending to heaven. I felt like my silver cord was starting to rip, that my time on earth was over. But after the last zooming in and getting closer to God, and then my earbuds cut back off again, God said that it's not your time yet. I was ready. It's almost like I feel like I can cause myself, and I hate to say killing myself, because this is on a different level than suicide. But I almost feel like that I can do that. I can allow myself to ascend to heaven and to cut the silver cord. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the silver cord, but the silver cord is what connects us from this world, the 3D world, to the 5D world. So when we meditate and we get into meditation and we connect to our subconscious mind and we start to ascend, our soul starts to ascend, that silver cord keeps us here on earth so we don't fully ascend. When we die, our soul leaves our body, that silver cord is cut right then. It even mentions this in the Bible, and I believe there's a scripture, and I'm not sure exactly where, but there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about the silver cord being cut. And when that silver cord is cut, life on earth is over. That's when our soul is able to freely ascend to heaven, and we can be with God in the next life. I almost feel like I have the power to do that. It was almost obvious as I was meditating. It was pretty incredible. It wasn't scary whatsoever. I was more disappointed that I snapped out of it, because I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I feel like I've always had this feeling, even as a child, that I would never make it to 50 years old, that I was going to die. And I'm not trying to say that in a bad way. And as I'm speaking of this is weird, but I've got this itch right there. And the weird thing about it is, I used to get this same itch when I would be with my twin flame, the same spot. And it was always before we would meet. And the funny thing is I've met her multiple times at this Starbucks, and I never really thought about it. Maybe it's just repetition, but I've always come here even before I met her. That's very strange. Anyway, I'm ready. I believe my time on earth is just about over. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm not sad about it. I don't feel negative at all about it. So I'm hoping I wouldn't necessarily say hoping. I'm thinking I may have the power to do this. I mean, I don't know. I've seen and done some pretty wild things. I've been part of a lot of crazy things. I've experienced a lot of crazy things. And it's blown my mind of the things that I've been able to do and been capable of doing. And it's nothing of this world. The things that I've experienced, it's weird because this world doesn't seem real to me anymore. That world seems real. I'm seeing things and how they really are, instead of, it's like when we start disconnecting from our conscious mind, our controlled mind, and we start connecting to our subconscious mind. That's the real world. This is fake. Because if life doesn't matter and our existence on this earth doesn't matter, it's our flesh that rots. What really matters is the spiritual world. It's our soul and spirit. That's the real world. This is just an illusion. People are just traveling through life like cattle. Their daily routines, living life and getting up and going to work and going to the grocery store, and none of that matters. I mean, I know that we have to do that to exist, but we have got ourselves caught up in a pattern, in a routine, because that's just what we've been taught from birth, to live life, to go to school, to go to work, and never really sit back and look at the spiritual things, the spiritual side of things. I hope everybody's had a wonderful day, a wonderful morning, a wonderful evening. I hope that your life continues to be blessed. I hope you succeed in whatever it is that you're doing. I love each and every one of you. My comments are free for anything. Anything you want to make a comment, you can. I just saw 7-Eleven. Again, 2711. Anyway, love and peace. Godspeed. Goodbye.